Since more information and teasers have been released, we are going to end our Season 4 concept here. But if you want to see a Season 5 that continues this story, or continue our redo of Season 3, or another option is if you would like to see an expanded universe of concept stories surrounding Stranger Things, then comment below and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Max, and Erica get in a Jeep and drive off, telling Robin, Jonathan, and Nancy to follow behind using Hopper's truck. Robin says that Elle wants to tell Nancy that she's the key to reopening the gate once more. Because of how she was able to time shift, Elle can use her powers to get through and come home, and it all goes back to Hawkins Lab, where the gate first appeared. Elle is able to do it with her powers with Nancy in the lab. The gang reach Hawkins Lab and we see Ashe standing by the gate. They all wonder what he's doing here. Ashe says he has no idea what's going on and just woke up, frightened, and he shivers. Erica is ready to knock him out till Robin recognizes him from college. Ashe says someone named Billy told him to be here. Max gets closer and asks about Billy and what he means. Mike tells Max to get out of the way and that it's him, the one Elle warned about. Suddenly, the kids start blasting their weapons at Ashe. Nancy's in shock. Ashe is a bloody mess, but he soon is revived, almost like the T-1000 from the second Terminator film. Ashe says, "What is happening to me?" Everyone watches in horror till others appear surrounding our heroes. The rest of the gang use their weapons and start fighting them off. Robin grabs Nancy and they climb the fence over. Ashe follows them and runs towards them. Robin and Nancy run and manage to get inside and try to head towards the basement. Ashe says to stop till Victor Creel, who is all like Freddy Krueger, chokes Robin out till she passes out. Victor goes after Nancy, who runs and manages to get downstairs through the elevator. Nancy is frightened till Will is seen sitting where the gate used to be, staring at it, missing Elle. He turns around and tells Nancy to quickly touch the gate. Suddenly, Ashe makes it down and fights Will, breaking his arm. Nancy tries to fight him, but Ashe punches her out. Ashe says, "I cannot let you bring her out." Ashe is about to kill Nancy as Will jumps him from behind. Nancy drags herself towards the gate. Ashe throws Will across the room and grabs Nancy's leg. Suddenly, Mike makes it through and shouts, "Don't touch my sister!" and starts blasting Ashe away with his rifle. He shouts at Nancy to get to the gate as Ashe aggressively spears into Mike, and Nancy touches the gate and she starts to see a bright light appear. Sadly, she can see Mike getting ripped apart by Ashe as Nancy shouts and screams. Nancy is now suddenly in a car with Barb driving. She shouts at Barb, who shouts back and stops her car by the side in daylight. Nancy has no idea if Elle made it or how she even got here, or why she's even with Barb in a car, or if this is even all real. How could Barb even be alive? Nancy runs out and shouts, frightened, as Barb tries to calm her down, and she turns around and says Barb is supposed to be dead. Barb is freaked out. She's frightened. She says Nancy is really freaking her out now. Suddenly in the distance, Nancy sees Elle, who is naked on the road, like a newborn curled up. Nancy asks Barb to help her as they wrap her with a blanket. Elle awakens and quickly hugs Nancy and thanks her for saving her. Nancy says, "How did she end up here?" Elle says it was the safest place to be. The happiest moment in her life was to meet Mike for the first time. And after what happened to Mike, she had to be here, though she was surprised that Nancy has all her memories intact. And it definitely is 1983. Barb looks really confused. Elle senses she's too late, that the gate is opened, but she says she can close the gate permanently and is powerful enough to do so. Unfortunately, Elle senses something else and says, "He's here too," and faints as Nancy gets her into the back of Barb's car, shouting at Barb to get Elle to her house. At Hawkins Lab, we see Ashe, who kills everyone at Hawkins Lab, including Dr. Brenner. We don't see 1983's Elle, just what happened to her. Ashe walks into the gate with a grin, and Season 4 ends. What could a Season 5 look like after this? Let us know, and thank you for watching In the Plot.